actually came out. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but hey. And this one is ready to go. I think I'm gonna leave it on for like another day. Wow. Yep, my garden. I think this is the biggest and pepper that I gotten off it, and I don't think I'm getting any more, but I'm gonna cook it. It's pretty. So pretty. Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So this week is another reading vlog, and I am doing Shuggie Bain, and this is one of the books in the top in the 6th for the shortlist of Man Booker, and it is a coming of age story of a young boy who lives with his older siblings and his mother, who is an alcoholic. So it is following him. In the beginning, he's a little older, he's a 16, and then it went back to time period with his mom. So you really get to know his mom. This is the book takes place in the 80s. Yeah, so it takes place in the 80s, but it started off in 1992. His mother has a serious problem, but her alcoholic lead her to she's not maintaining no job, and she is oftentimes not there mentally. He is very young in when he starts talking about his mom, you know, the baby of the family, and you're learning more about his sister, his brother. And you learn a lot about his mom, and how she, you know, poor relationship she's been in, and what she's willing to do to keep drinking. You know, she'll pawn everything she can find, that kind of deal. But you kind of not really knowing Shuggie yet, but as the story goes on, because right now I would say a little bit like halfway. And he's getting a little older now, and that kind of boys will be boys situation as a child. And it's interesting. It is, but it's also have this sense of sadness at times, because you just see how she, you know, the kind of alcoholic she is, that even people can notice. There's a scene where she went in the store and was ready to do some mischief, and this man even noticed it and was like, you know, her being alcoholic based on her physical appearance, and I guess how she reacts. So there's a sadness there, and you don't know where it's going, but you know it's not good, because again, the story started off when he was like around 16 and a half, and he's alone. So so I just know it's gonna be, you know, what really happened, you know, leading up to him, you know, it's probably going to be sad. Writing is good. I like that. So far, I'm here for it. They're very poor, so even the people that they come in contact with is somewhat strange. And then, you know, the father figure that's in here, he is also not really good, but at the same time, it's certain things he says also that is not helpful for a woman who is mentally going through it. That is kind of, you know, not good. But yeah, I'm gonna talk that much about this because we're gonna keep going. So this week, still working on my outline, but I was gonna do a video just based on all the things I got for my birthday, And I realized they're gonna come in between because like there's one package that's going to my parents, and it's gonna be a little while before I go pick it up because I have a new schedule change for my job, which means on-call situation. And so I won't be able to go, and I don't know when that package is gonna get there. They haven't told me yet. I don't think it got there yet, but I'm gonna do that. Plus I have a lot of books, and if I try to do one video with everything, it's gonna be too long. So I'm gonna do a book haul next after this reading vlog, where I just have all the books that I picked up that was either I paid for myself or money given to me, and I was able to get books. And I think I have 1 or 2 books that were sent to me. So I'm just going to do a book haul. But what I'm excited to show you is one of the gifts that my friend got me. So I really wanted this, and I showed her. I said, oh, this is what I want for my birthday. Not really thinking she was going to get it. And she said, order it. And she gave me the money. So this is from Documented Journey. And I saw this on YouTube, and I like what the item is. It just looked very vintage and very me, but also different because it's different from one of the other stuff I've had. So I was like, yes, 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 yes. So I'm gonna open it because I didn't open it yet. So it comes with her business card, and I guess this is the invoice. I think it's the invoice. Yes, it's the invoice. So, but I'm gonna save this and the washi tape and put it in one of my art journals I've been doing with for my traveler's notebook, and save that. So here we go. Hey guys, so this is gonna be my new journal cover. Look at the color, guys. It's green. It's definitely out of my element, and oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's a cork material. Can't remember what it is. Yeah, it's a it doesn't say on here really, but it's a cork material. So it's not leather. It feels like leather though. And look at the inside. Oh my god, this is gonna be great. So my current journal, guys, I literally have I have 11 pages to go. So I have 11 pages in this, so it's not going to last long, a few more days. So I also, when I went book shopping, got a new journal. And this is like a German journal place. I just need something to last me for the rest of the year, because you guys know how much I love daily paper. But daily paper no longer have lined journals. Now, they do still have journals, but they're dotted. I don't like dotted. I'm not a dotted fan. I prefer lined or grid. And so I am saving this because I have something else I want to do with this next year. So I'm not going to use this because I know this is it. If once I use this, there's no more. The company, for whatever reason, is not making any more lined. So I am going to use this one, and the quality of this paper is even less because that's 120. And this one is 80. Yeah, this one is 80 Gm. So it still can handle my fountain pen, but it's a little, it will have shadow, and I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna use this as for my next journal. So let's see how it goes in here. It comes with it. It says there's supposed to be a pen loop, but I don't see any pen loop at all. So I don't know what happened there. So there's no pen loop in this, but I'm okay with that because I never use the pen loops. So there we go, and voila. Sorry about that. Voila, guys. So this is going to be it for the rest of the year, and I'm still going to continue using this cover. There's other things I could have done that I didn't realize till after, that I could have personalized it more and add other stuff to it. This is just very plain, but there's so much you can do. I will link her information down the bottom if you guys want to check her out. I don't know her, but you know, the customer service was real good, so I'm here for it. So this is, so yeah, I am going to continue on, get some journal of the day going on here and some other stuff, and I will check in later on this book and how is it going. So yeah. Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing the wrap up for this book, Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. This book absolutely broke my heart. It is not a happy book at all. It is a book that felt very realistic on how it talks about someone suffering with an addiction. In this case, it's alcohol. So we have Angus, and she is an alcoholic, and she is dealing with so many emotional things, and she has 3 children, and at times she is fighting within herself the demons to stop drinking. And in this book you see the ups and downs of her trying to be sober and what alcohol does to her. And you have 3 children who one by one had enough. You have the daughter who, as soon as she was old enough to escape, she left. Then you have the second child who hung on for a while until he could not anymore. The youngest child is Shuggie, and Shuggie is a sweet boy. He is such an adorable child. And he wants to do everything possible to make his mother happy, to make her stop drinking, to make her stay alive. And he, in turn, dealt with her abuse. And you know, when she's drunk, she can be very abusive. And with that abuse, he somewhat allowed others to abuse him as well, where you could see how his beautiful, you know, personality and how it just starts to get his innocence robbed from him through all of this. And he is that child that feels he can save her, he can make her better, but he's also okay when other people are able to make his mother happy because he was benefiting from it. It was less a ritual. There was that morning before school ritual where he's going to watching her, to making sure she moves, she breathes in before he leaves the house. It is, you know, that times when he says things to her that are blatantly lies just to make her feel somewhat better and forgetting about himself. He is at time hungry because the money that they do get, she's using it on alcohol. Then it talks about people who are substance abuser and flocking to people who are just as bad as they are, who don't support them, who themselves need help. And how can you get help if you're going through that? In this case, there's a period of time when she went sober. She cleaned up, she was working, and everything seems great, but none of these friends were no longer around. So that loneliness creep in, that wanting to be with other people affected her, that in our children wasn't enough, but at times they were. It is that thing she was dealing with. So when situation happened where she ended up falling back, you see all these people coming out of the woodwork. She suddenly have all these friends and these people, and it's a sad case of when you are a substance abuser and you don't have a positive support group with you. You don't have a positive people that you can depend on to keep you on this positive track. And there's also that idea too where there's that time period where people give up. You know, you're a lost cause. We can't help you anymore. And mentally you can see that she knew that. And she became even more angry. And the person who she's spewing all that with is her son. And it's just so much. You see how important it is to have support even on the other side, where he's a child. The children, they need that support from someone else, because who do you talk to about your mother's rage? Who do you talk to about your mother's substance abuse issue that makes you hungry and you are starving half the time because there's all the money that you do get. She spent it off on a bottle of vodka. I felt it was one of the most realistic story that deal with substance abuse in a way that involves children. There were moments where I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. That's how I felt, because it was just really heartbreaking. And you feel the love from this child. You feel the love. You feel the moment he just want to save. And even after certain things happen at the end, he's wanting to save someone else. And it's just like, to have that kind of heart after experiencing that, that's a beautiful thing. And it's just, whoa. I mean, I knew it was going to be heavy, but I didn't expect it to be this kind of heavy. But I would say this is a really good book. It's not a happy book. It's not a book that is going to, for everyone. I think it's just, there's trigger in this. There definitely are some triggering things that happen in this book. But I think for people who want to maybe get an insight of a story that has to do with children who are living with addiction, parents who are addicted to anything like, alcohol, drugs. I think this is a good book for them for people who want to understand to read, because I think he did a really good job of talking about the relationship between the parents and the child in this situation, and the scars and how it can affect the minds of, because you can't dislike the mother. There's moments when you want to, but then you realize what has really happened. It is a disease. It is something she cannot control. And because you could see when she was sober how wonderful she was as a mother. There was a particular time when somebody, Shuggie was doing something and, was being teased, and she's just like cheering him on. She was the biggest cheerleader. Do it. You can do it. And you could see how she really does love her children. But the alcohol is just way more powerful. It's way more powerful, and she could not control it, and it completely destroyed her. And it's just, wow. It's a thick one, guys, but it is one of those books that I think is really good, and I wouldn't be surprised. This is the 4th book off the Man Booker that I've read. And it's definitely, I wouldn't be mad about it if it won. it is very much emotional. I think, you know, I really love also real life because of it's how emotional it talks about, but it's a completely different subject. But this one, it's like a little, this journey takes you on of where you know it's going to be tragic, but it's just how it's done. It still keep you engaged and you still want to turn the pages, and you understand how serious the subject matter is in this book, and you feel a certain way. Now I would say though, he could have left that freaking African comment out of this when Shuggie was a little boy. So that part I was just like, what? But other than that, for the most part, it was serious. It was serious. It was, I mean, I did have a few moments where, you know, Shuggie being he's a young child and he says silly things, and you can see how innocent he was, and you just laugh. But it was so short-lived because, you know, as he grows up, things just got worse and it was no longer funny. He knew it was no longer funny, and he was basically trying to save his mother. So I'm going to stop right here. And if you can't tell, it's a readable one that you will get through. It is heavy. This is a heavy book, not a happy book at all. But if you want that kind of story that you feel like you can dive into, definitely pick it up. So yeah, I'm gonna end this here. Yeah. All right, guys. Bye.